Hello, Z's. Welcome to Mond Life. Looking a bit fresher today, my eyes. I don't look so stoned. Only just like I've had a couple of bongs this morning, which I haven't. I don't actually touch drugs. Alcohol is my drug, and it is a drug, isn't it? So that's bollocks. The internet today. Whoa, what a subject. Specifically, social media and misinformation on the internet, and the whole industrial complex of monetising controversy. Yeah? Big words, big subjects. Part 1. Right, where do we begin? 99% of everything everybody says, including me, is bollocks. The only people worth listening to are the experts. You can track them down. Twitter's a good resource for this. You can track them down. Economists, ecologists, virologists, all the ologists, people who have years of experience, PhDs, know how science works, know how evidence works. These are the only people worth listening to, okay? Everything else is just fluff and part of the industrial monetising controversy complex, which I'll try and explain now in 5 minutes. This is part 1, by the way. I'll move on to other social media, Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that, things that can be used but sparingly. It's like a crack pipe. Only take 1 or 2 hits every now and then. Okay? So, how it works is the left has there's extremes. Both sides have extremes. There's the left and the right. Now, unfortunately, they make the best TV. Okay? So you have a topic. Let's say gender seems to be rather topical and in the news and driving everybody fucking wild, even though it is piss all in real life and means fuck all to nobody in their actual real lives as they go about it, you know? Like I always say, people should be free to do whatever they want to do as long as they're not harming anyone. And if that means chopping off your balls and calling yourself Susan, then so be it, okay? And people will say, well, what if they want to play football in a women's league and they've got knackers and they're all hairy and stronger? I'll say, get in the real world. Has that even happened at ever? Is it even a problem? Should society be concerned about that? Have we not got bigger issues to deal with than that? Who cares? It's not the real world. You're being driven crazy by the industrial complex of controversy monetising. Okay? So, some guy on the left comes on and says, everybody should be dressed in gender neutral clothes. It's the only way to raise your baby. You're forcing gender on them. It's repression and horrific and blah, blah, blah. Okay? You're always going to get lunatics, right? Then they get another guy from the other side or whatever. And they might not be arguing directly. These people are never actually in the same room. They're just having a back and forth on YouTube videos, you know? So the guy on the right will say he's screaming about cultural Marxism and how the left is out to crush everybody and socialism and blah, 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 and just talking absolute shit. And honestly, please just ignore all of it, because it's all about getting clicks, likes, subscribers, ad money. You're giving them money. They know it. They're grifters. The world is full of grifters, the left and the right. They're fleecing you for money by making you angry, by monetising controversy. Ignore all of them. It's not the real world. Nobody cares about this stuff, okay? You trust me, you'll be a lot happier. Now, I lean probably centre left, you know, but I've been called friends of mine have been driven wild, calling me a big lefty and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, you're being driven insane by these people. You know, these issues don't really matter. There's one rule. One rule. People can do and say whatever they like, you know, as long as it's not hurting anybody, as long as it's not inciting violence. Just ignore it all, please. That's my advice. So I'll name a few figures. So someone like Paul Joseph Watson, okay? He'll just say something controversial and they stir an emotional response in you. And that means you're being manipulated. And then it drives traffic to his site and he makes money off it, okay? The same with Katie Hopkins, Nigel Farage, Owen Jones on the left, Ash Sarkar. They're in a symbiotic relationship. One couldn't function without the other. The basic message is, look, please help me, join my fight against these other guys. They're terrible people and they're evil, okay? This is big, this is huge. Send more money to me. You know, I mean, it's the biggest grift in the world. You need to be able to see that, honestly. And I know it's hard to walk away from because they're stirring emotion up into you, deep emotion. Think back 10 years before these people got a hold of social media and turned it into pure evil, okay? You didn't care about cultural Marxism. You didn't care about freedom of speech in universities. You didn't care about gender, you know, you didn't care about all these silly issues. The best thing I ever heard about the internet was if you see something and you have an emotional response to it, whether that's fear, laughter, or, you know, anything else, an emotional response, you're being manipulated, okay? One thing I've learned as an adult, nobody knows what they're talking about and they're all talking shit, okay? Including me. Now, it's okay to talk shit as long as it's harmless. We all talk shit. Otherwise, we'd go around not saying anything. We'd be Vulcans, wouldn't we? Humans are emotional animals. I understand that. But also understand that emotion isn't right. It's completely subjective. How you feel, you know. The only thing we have is evidence and facts, okay? Mond life.